Hi, I'm Abdullah Samir. I'm going to be reacting to the famous musician Sinead O'Connor converting to Islam. I was a Muslim for most of my life until about 3 years ago when I found out that the Quran is actually not the word of God, but the word of man. How did this happen? Why did I think this? Well, if you'd like to know more, I have blogged about this in great detail on abdullahsamir.com. So please check it out. Now, back to her conversion story. Sinead O'Connor is now an ex-Catholic who has converted to Islam. Much has been made about her troubled past, her mental health situation, and the difficulties that she's faced in life. Sinead was abused as a child, she has 4 children herself, and she has been hospitalized several times for her illness. Her new name is Shuhada. When someone leaves Islam, you hear things like, oh, you just left Islam because of emotional reasons. You left Islam because it's too difficult for you. You left Islam because you don't want to be known as a Muslim. But when someone converts to Islam, suddenly nobody's questioning why they did it. But when someone converts to Islam, the Muslim community will happily accept her or him, especially if they're a famous musician. It's simply Allahu Akbar and MashaAllah. Not much is made about why she did it or why she didn't do it. But the reality is that we never do things for strictly rational reasons. We're not Vulcans. We do things for many different reasons, and it's always a mix of emotional and rational. We should strive to be as free of bias as possible to try to make decisions on their merit, but of course we have to also pay attention to our emotional needs. Shuhada's decision is clearly an emotional one. She's gone through a lot of mental anguish and trouble, and she's looking for something. Maybe she found it now. Joining a religion gives one a community, a new identity, and a fresh start. You don't usually find people that are doing well, that are well adapted in life, going and converting. It's usually people that are troubled and looking for something in life. Being a privileged Muslim living in the West, it's unlikely she's going to face much trouble being a Muslim. She won't have to suffer most of the negative parts of Islam, but I wonder if she's aware of them. Her profile pic has a Nike logo that says, "Just do it, wear the hijab." It's fine and hunky-dory if women want to wear hijab, but is it really a praiseworthy act? What do you gain from covering your hair like that other than identifying as part of the group? Like, you will find your whole life without hijab. Hijab can be encumbering and difficult, especially in the hot months. The other thing too is that many women are actually forced to wear hijab. In many parts of the world, the hijab is a symbol of oppression. It's forced upon women, it's a mandatory veiling. Now, for example, Saudi Arabia, for example, in Iran, there's a movement of women who are taking off the hijab, and some of them are becoming arrested. A lot of them face vile criticism and abuse, even from other women in the streets, right? And so it's a difficult thing for them to take off the hijab. Many of them are forced into covering their hair. Shuhada, just like you have the right to wear hijab, I hope you will also defend the right of women all over the world who don't want to wear hijab. I really wonder if Shuhada studied this religion well enough to understand what she's getting into. Well, for one, many people would consider that she's not allowed to leave Islam. Islam is not a good religion for women. It doesn't respect their rights. In the Quran, a man is allowed to beat his wife just for fearing rebellion. Is she aware that a man has the uncontested right to divorce, whereas a woman has to go to a judge and ask for it? A daughter would get half of the inheritance of her brother. 2 women are considered the same in terms of testimony as 1 man. Did she not realize that Muhammad had a troubled career that involved many questionable actions towards women under his care? For this and all other reasons, I do not believe that following Islam is a good thing. I don't believe especially that it's good for women. Her Twitter background image quotes the Quran, chapter 2, verse 23, that states, "And if you are in doubt about what we have sent down upon our servant Muhammad, then produce a surah the like thereof and call upon your witnesses other than Allah if you should be truthful." Shuhada, actually we have published a surah just like the Quran. It's called Surah Fa Qaf, and there's many others. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Fa Qaf. Inna khalaqna ad-dajjaja. Shuhada, if you watch this video, even though you have made the public declaration that you are a Muslim, please consider the arguments against Islam as well. It's never too late. Look at both sides, look at the evidence for and against Islam, and you'll be able to make the best decision. I truly believed in Islam with all my heart, but when I realized it was false, I left it. If you're looking for something that will really help you, I would like to recommend meditation and mindfulness. It can really change your life and help you to find peace without all of the shackles of dogma and false belief that come along with religion. But if Islam brings you peace, so be it. I wish you all the best in your personal journey and much happiness. This is Abdullah Samir signing out. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you.